One of the biggest stories in the world right now, the Menendez brothers. Have you been following that at all, or?
Not a whole lot. I'm not very educated in their case or anything.
So they went to prison for murdering their parents, and nobody denies that they did it, but it's coming out and it's pretty credible. A lot of people feel that they were abused by their parents. So now the DA is reviewing their case, and they're possibly going to get released. And I kind of wanted your opinion on that.
Okay. Well, I mean, I really can't speak on the specifics of that case. I'm not really educated in that case. But I will say that I'm an advocate for abuse victims in general, and I'm all about prison reform.
So if that happened, though, if their parents did abuse them, I mean, do you support their release, you think?
Well, I don't think either of us are educated enough on the subject to really give it a great...
Sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, I agree with Ken. I think that, if their case is being reviewed, then, hopefully something can be done. I think that, abuse victims need to be advocated for more.
Yeah. Kim Kardashian actually supported that, and she defended that, and, she's supporting their release. I mean, she's gotten some serious pushback, You don't think that's fair at all? And
I mean, Kim is a wise woman. Kim is a wise woman.
She is.
She makes good decisions, I think, in her prison reform era.
Okay.
I think she's doing good in that era.
What advice would you have for them? Very simple. They spent 30 years in prison. What advice would you have for them when they get out? You dealt with it, obviously.
It's very difficult to come out to a world that has changed so much, even in the time that I spent. So, I mean, reacclimating is a difficult thing. So I would say take your time and, adjust properly and get therapy, because you'll need it in this world day and age.
Yeah.
It was heartbreaking because unfortunately a lot of people seem to think that they know what happened and the events that took place by watching a TV show. And it was over dramatized. They got things incorrect. So to say that people should base their knowledge of a case on a dramatization is very inaccurate. That is not the way to go about it.
Hey guys, welcome back to Ivy Rose Knows. Did everybody survive their weekend? Oh my goodness, I barely survived my weekend. Let me just put that out there. So if I seem a little off today, or just know that I am getting over a tough, busy mama weekend, and so there's that. But I hope you all enjoyed your weekend. And today is Monday, so happy Monday. And it is in fact a Monday. Let me just say that. But you just sat there and heard her talk about how Gypsy is an advocate for abuse victims, and how she is all about prison reform. And yet, this advocate doesn't know anything about one of the hottest cases involving abuse and prison reform that are out there in the headlines and out in the public today. For real? Is she kidding me? Guys, she can't be serious. I mean, how do you not know about the whole Menendez brothers case? Like, how are you not seeing it, hearing it? It's everywhere. Everywhere. But again, this advocate doesn't know anything about it. All right, if she says so. I just don't understand how she doesn't. Where you're this big advocate for abuse victims. Where? Show me. Show me where you are an advocate. I saw her on the Fox News out in LA being interviewed, and she's going on and on again about the whole prison reform and being an advocate for abuse victims and all of it. And I just find it funny that none of the anchors that were interviewing her asked her how. So tell me about what you're doing. And they'll usually ask about it, and then they'll put up like, this is a website, or this is where you go, or you know what I mean? But it's because they knew she's not advocating. They know she's not being an advocate. They know she's really not doing anything for abuse victims or for prison reform. And otherwise, I feel like they would have asked her about it, asked her to explain it. Like, tell us the story of what you're doing. But you see, with Gypsy Rose, there is no story because it's all a lie. Just like everything else that she spews out there, this is a lie. There is no advocating going on. Nothing. Let's all be real. And then you're going to go and not be educated on the Menendez brothers and all of this, but you're going to go speak at that college and you're going to speak on it. You know, and she sat there, and when she was at the college and did that whole public speaking thing, they asked her about the Menendez brothers and how they have the movie out and how, you know, she has the movie out. And she goes on to explain that you really can't understand and know the facts about a case by watching like the movies, like The Act and whatnot. And that you really have to deep dive and understand the actual facts of the case because you know, they over dramatize the movies, they get things wrong and so forth, which is the truth. But isn't she also proving our point for those of us who are out there who don't believe her story? And we don't believe her story because we see facts. We see facts contrary to what she puts out there. And she's being called out for it. So I absolutely agree with what she said. You cannot believe a story or understand an actual case by a movie. So for those of you who are you know, sticking up for Gypsy Rose or understanding the case because of the movie The Act, please don't. Please do your homework. You know, look into it. Look into what the actual facts of the case are. Please don't go and believe something based on a movie. Like she said it in her own words, which I thought was extremely telling, you know, because again, we've done that. A lot of us have done that. A lot of us have looked at this case with the facts in hand and did not judge it or agree or disagree based on an over dramatized movie. So I don't know. What do you guys think about all this? What are your thoughts on everything? You know, let me know in the comments. Do you see her actually doing advocacy work? Because let's be real. She would be putting the stuff out there. She would want to show off and admit to these people, like, this is what I'm doing. Look at me. This is what I'm doing. But she's done nothing. So there's that. And as for understanding her case, I agree with her. Please don't come up with a perception of the situation or a theory based on a movie, because a movie is not true. Please do your homework and review the facts yourself, and then come up with an educated decision, an educated perspective. So I'm just saying, let me know what you guys think, and have a great rest of the day.